Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Indian School of Physics. This is Nitin here, and today again I have come up with another challenging problem in physics. As you can see, the name of this problem is oscillations of a disk and a sphere on a rough surface. And here we are going to solve this question by using a trick, and this will be the shortest possible way of solving this question, so please tune in. Here is the statement of this problem. There are two objects, a disk and a solid sphere, each of mass m and radius r, connected to each other with the help of a massless spring. Having force constant of k, the above system is placed on a rough horizontal surface as shown in the figure. The system is given a slight disturbance and allowed to oscillate without slipping. Find the time period of oscillation of the system. So this is the diagram of the problem involved. And the key idea here is since there is no slipping, mechanical energy of the system is going to be conserved. Alright, so let's discuss the concept part of this question one by one, and then we will proceed for the solution of this. So here, so as you can see that since there is no slipping, that is the meaning that friction forces are doing zero work, because the displacement of point of application of friction forces on each body will be zero, as they are under no slipping condition on a stationary ground. So work done by friction forces is zero, therefore mechanical energy of the system is going to be conserved. So this k plus u is a constant here, and at the same time I can say its value is going to be maximum kinetic energy, or I can say at the same time it is going to be maximum potential energy also of the system. Normally in standard SHM problems, what we do is, when we are solving by energy method, we write the mechanical energy at any time t, and then we differentiate that equation, and after that equation will be reducing to the standard form of simple harmonic motion, and from there we comment on the time period. However, that method is going to be slightly lengthy in this case, or even if you are using force method or torque method, that is also going to be very lengthy for this problem. So the easiest method would be if I equate k max and u max, and from there if I compare v max is equal to a omega result, then I can comment on the omega. This is the trick which will be applicable for all problems of SHM, and it reduces the solution significantly in most of the cases. So please try it. You'll be learning this trick, how to apply it. Please try in other SHM problems, and I'm sure you'll be very happy with the fast calculations this method is going to give us. Okay, so now second part is like compared to the regular SHM problem where two masses are connected to spring, we apply conservation of momentum. However, that logic will not be applicable here, because there is friction force which will be acting as the external force on the system. Therefore, center of mass will be accelerating in horizontal direction, or I can say linear momentum of the system will not be conserved in horizontal direction. Alright, this is the second point which we are going to notice here. Next, if there is a rolling body on ground in such a way that its velocity of center of mass is related to angular velocity as VCM equal to r omega, in that case, for such bodies having moment of inertia of the form lambda mr square, if lambda is 1, it's a ring or a hollow cylinder. Lambda is half, it is a disk or solid cylinder. If it is 2 by 3, it's a shell, and if it is 2 by 5, then it is going to be a solid sphere. Alright, so in such cases, the total kinetic energy of this system, I can write kinetic energy of translation plus kinetic energy of rotation. So I can write it as half mvcm square plus half ICM omega square. When I substitute the values in that, I am going to get this half lambda plus 1 mv square. This is a very nice result to remember, and you can use it in problems. It will reduce your calculations by at least 1 or 2 lines, which will give you some extra advantage of time while attempting exams like JEE ADVANCE or any other time-bound exam. So I'll suggest students to remember this result also. However, they must also remember that it is applicable whenever VCM is exactly equal to r omega. All right, so let's move ahead. Let's solve this problem. So here I'm saying v1 and v2 are the maximum velocities of sphere and disk, and the corresponding friction forces are F1 and F2, and their amplitude of motion is x1 for a sphere and x2 for disk. So the maximum elongation which this spring can have, it is going to be x1 plus x2. This is going to be the maximum elongation present in the spring. All right. So here, as you can see, I have written also that x1 is the amplitude of sphere and x2 is the amplitude of disk, and v1 and v2 are the maximum velocities of sphere and disk. I'll repeat this point again, that linear momentum is not conserved. Acceleration of center of mass is not zero, because these friction forces can be different. They may or may not be same. So most likely they are going to be different only. So in fact, they are going to be different only. So momentum conservation is not applicable. Many students make that mistake. So I'll warn you again that you must be careful about it. The next part, now I can apply the conservation of energy at extremes. So that is K max, maximum kinetic energy, is equal to maximum potential energy. So I'll be using that formula, half lambda plus 1 mvcm square. So lambda for disk is 1 by 2. Velocity of center of mass is v2. Similarly for a sphere, lambda is 2 by 5 and vcm is v1. So my expressions are going to be half lambda plus 1 mv2 square plus half lambda plus 1 mv1 square, where lambda of sphere and lambda of disk we have to substitute, and that should be equal to half kx max square. X max is x1 plus x2, which I have written as x. So when I simplify this, I am going to get 3 by 2 mv2 square plus 7 by 5 mv1 square, and that is equal to kx square. This is one equation which we are going to use. Now somehow I have to find relation between v1, v2 and corresponding relation of x1, x2. And since momentum conservation is not applicable, because in regular problems where momentum conservation is applicable, we get the relation of v1, v2. In this problem, we have to think out of the box, and if you see the system carefully, if you see carefully, about point P, all the forces are going to provide zero torque. Friction is passing through this line itself. This friction F1 is also, line of action is passing through this. So these are not going to provide any torque, and this spring force is internal force. Internal forces can never produce torque about any point. N2 is equal to mg, and here N1 is also equal to mg. They are cancelling out. So about point P, net torque on the system is 0, and if net torque is 0, and in order to find relation between v1 and v2, I can use conservation of angular momentum. Now this is another very crucial step, normally which you will not encounter in SHM questions. So that's the beauty of this problem, and normally students find it very tough to solve. They find it as a great challenge. I find it as a very smart problem, because this is very rarely you will see conservation of angular momentum in SHM problems. All right, so if we apply that for a rolling body, for a body in combined motion, angular momentum, I can write it as ICM omega plus m into r cross VCM. This is the standard form. So we are going to use this formula for disk and for this sphere about point P. So that is what I have written here. Torque about P is 0 on the system, so angular momentum is conserved. So when I write this, mr cross VCM for disk, it is going to give you mvr, mv2r, and its direction is going to be in plus k cap. Similarly, ICM omega, so mr square by 2 omega 2, and its direction is in plus k cap. You can use the right hand rule in order to find the direction of it. Similarly here, if you pull this around this point, it will generate circulation in plus k cap direction, so direction is plus k cap. So this is the angular momentum of disk. Plus similarly I can write angular momentum of a sphere, which is going to be mv1r minus k cap, and similarly ICM omega, that is also going to be minus k cap. So ICM is 2 by 5 mr square for the sphere. So if I substitute the values here using the equation of condition of pure rolling or no slipping, V2 is R omega 2 and V1 is R omega 1. So from here I am going to get this as 3 by 2 mV2R, that is equal to 7 by 5 mV2R. So MR will get cancelled and I am going to get 14. There is a slight correction here, and that is going to be, if you see, this is V2, 3 by 2 V2. This should be V1 here. This should be V1 here. Readers, please see it. Read it as this is as MV1 here. There is a slight mistake here. So I am going to get 15 V2 is equal to 14 V1. So this equation I have written correctly. So just be careful about this. It is V1. So from here I can relate A1 and A2 also, which is X1 and X2 for me. Directly if I integrate this, since their frequency of oscillation is going to be same, so we'll be having a similar relation here. So this equation is also known to you. So from using this equation and x1 plus x2 is equal to x, I can find out a relation between x and x1 and x. So maths I'm not explaining you. I hope you can do that. I'm getting x1 is equal to 15 by 29 times x. Why I require this, I'll just tell you. See, I have obtained this equation earlier by k max is equal to u max, and here I have to relate v1 v2. So v1 v2 relation I have already, and I have to find x. But if I'm keeping v1 here, I should be getting this as v1 in this situation, right? If I'm calculating here, doing everything, converting everything into v1, I should get x1 this side. Then I can compare and comment on the angular frequency of SHM. So what I'm going to do in this case, x value I'm substituting in terms of x1 and v2 I'm substituting as v1. So when I do this, so these big terms will come. Okay, so you can have a look at this calculation part here. If you want, you can take a screenshot of it. I'm not going to explain this maths part. When I simplify, finally I'm going to get this as v1 is equal to root of 841 by 609 root of k by m. So that is your times x1. So here I can compare this result with v max is equal to omega a1. So this is going to be the angular frequency of SHM. You could do this for v2 also, and here you could keep x2. Then also we get same equation, same answer. So from here now I can write this time period of oscillation as 2 pi divided by omega naught. So if I substitute the value, I am going to get t is equal to 2 pi root of 609 m by 841k. This is going to be the answer for this problem. I hope you have enjoyed this new trick. If you have learned something and these videos are helping in your preparation towards JEE and Olympiads, please write in the comment section. And if you want me to solve some problem where you are struggling, you can share that problem with me, and I'll try to upload the video solution of that problem as early as possible. And please share this video and channel with others. Let's grow our family of Indian School of Physics. Okay, and that's it from my side. I'll be coming up with another very amazing problem very soon. Thank you very much.